All right, Shanley, whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm Shanley Morgan. This is public speaking, and this is the day I was born speech. So imagine you're a school-aged kid, and it's a normal morning in May. The birds are finally chirping again. It's finally vibrant outside. It's the green grass again. And you get to school that morning, and in the middle of your morning meeting, you look off into the distance, and there's a volcano erupting. Out of the blue, you weren't expecting it. This was the case for many people in Washington on May 18, 1980. At 8:32 that morning, a 5.1 magnitude earthquake shook Mount St. Helens and caused the long-standing buildup of magma and steam to finally explode out of the mountain. Although this is fascinating to most people, myself included, it was the deadliest eruption in U.S. history, with 57 deaths, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Cowlitz County, Washington would never be the same. There are species of wildlife that were completely wiped out from the area, as well as vegetation in the surrounding 143 square miles. Thus began the multifaceted recovery process in the area surrounding Mount St. Helens. For example, there are health effects that many people had to endure. One was in the area surrounding the eruption, there was so much ash in the air that people's eyes deteriorated to the point where some people went blind. Other people who had existing respiratory conditions felt that their conditions got so bad it was almost like a severe bronchitis, to the point where they couldn't breathe and felt like they were going to suffocate. Other people developed skin conditions from so much ash being in the air. Another effect that they had to come back from was the deteriorating water supply. Many communities around Mount St. Helens had to ration water supply to their residents because in case there were another emergency, such as a fire from all the ash being in the air, they would need that water and the high water pressure to be able to help the emergency. Another aspect was transportation. There were so many car accidents after the eruption that the Department of Transportation in Washington actually had to come in and intervene. People are getting in car accidents because of the low visibility immediately after the eruption, and in the long term, due to clogged braking systems, because the ash would get into the underbelly of their car and would actually clog their brakes so that they couldn't come to a full stop and would just plow through into people unexpectedly when they had no idea this was going to happen. Lastly, and most obvious aspect that these people had to come back from was their environment. Vegetation, like I said, was wiped out in 143 square miles surrounding. So this was obviously life-changing. In conclusion, Mount St. Helens was an ongoing science experiment for geologists and sociologists alike. People had to rethink their communities as well as the environment around them. The recovery phase was studied for years following, and Mount St. Helens has still not been the same since. Perhaps, though, maybe, just maybe, one of those kids in the classroom that morning grew up to be a geologist or sociologist to help his community bounce back and to help those around the world in similar situations.